Liz Jonson and Linda Barnes in the women's semifinal. Sean Rash and Tim Pfeifer in the men's semifinal. The two winners will meet in the championship.
Both matches going on at the same time. They'll alternate shots. Liz Jonson up on the left-hand lane. First shot.
And remember, she needed 9 consecutive strikes to get here. Sean Rash, 25 years old, grew up in Alaska, from nearby Wichita, Kansas now. One of the hardest in the game. Starts with a strike. Now Linda Barnes, U.S. Women's Amateur Champion, title that she's won 3 times, and of course married to Chris Barnes, the reigning PBA Bowler of the Year. And a solid start.
Well, you'll see a big difference between the styles of the two ladies and the men. The men, power players with more speed. They're playing towards the center of the lane, laying the ball down probably on the 30th board, which would be, there's only 39 boards in a lane, going out to about the 10th board, then angling into the pocket. Tim Pfeifer.
Nice start. Up next, Linda Barnes. A little high, leaves 2.
Oh, that was not close.
Linda completely lost the shot on the downswing, goes high, leaves the 3-6, which is not a difficult spare. Now up on the left-hand lane, both the men have started with a strike. Tim Pfeifer trying to take the early lead. Second frame.
Hook. Yes, sir. The intercollegiate champion as a junior at Robert Morris University last year. He's the only amateur among our 4 remaining bowlers.
Barnes staying to the left, cross lane for the 3-6. Pretty standard spare.
Ooh. That almost got away from her.
Well, that's the value of what we use today as a spare ball. It's a ball that doesn't hook much at all, and she just avoids chopping the 3 off the 6. Now Rash up on the lane he qualified on in the clash yesterday. He really murdered this lane, and he has chosen to finish the match on this lane. Second frame.
Just a little bit.
Just kept getting worse.
6-7. Cuts right through the heart. He actually had the 4-6, 9-10 standing. That was the undoing of Pete Weber yesterday. And now he has a difficult split. Jonson up on the right-hand lane.
Here's Jonson. Solid, but leaves 1.
That, you are right. Solid 8. That's one of the really bad breaks in bowling. You can leave a 10, but a solid 8 or 9 is when you're near perfect and the pins just don't cooperate.
Rash up quickly. Gets it.
That's as good as it gets. The odds of a pro making that are 7-1. He cashed in as 1. Now Jonson.
So Rash down by 10. Pfeifer started with 2 strikes. Loves the spotlight. Perfect record. And 4 titles on television. Until he looked down, that got away from him and left 1.
Just quick with his feet, gets down there and obviously throws an errant shot. Gets a good break, leaving just the 6 pin. He has to make a few adjustments to keep Pfeifer from just running away from him. Now Liz Jonson on the left-hand lane.
Got it. 11-time winner, the Women's Tour, 2-time U.S. Women's Open champion. Let's take a look back at Rash.
Rash looks good in this position. He gets right to the foul line, and his foot just does not slide all the way through the shot. Sometimes when you're standing that far left, because to adjust for his big hook, nobody slides in that area, and the approaches can be a little tacky and throws off your timing. Now, Linda Barnes.
Picked up the spare.
Roll, roll, roll.
Bill Barnes is playing that outside line, outside the second arrow, and nobody else is playing there. It's fresh oil, and it just doesn't look like she's getting the proper read on the lanes, and has been all over so far. If she doesn't make some sort of adjustment, Johnson's going to run all over her. Now Pfeiffer's up.
For a third consecutive strike. Left the 10.
All right, good shot. A little fast. A little fast.
Barnes.
Hard, hard, hard.
Got it. Asking for it to go hard, and it did.
There's a good example of good spare making. She makes the 3-6 with a different ball that doesn't hook much when you have double wood. In other words, you have to carry out the back pin. You need a little more power. Barnes went with her strike ball and had success. Now, Pfeiffer.
Safe, he says.